Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to talk about the phrase, trust the process. You often hear it in relation to spiritual awakening, but as with so many words and phrases, many people have only a vague idea about its meaning, and there are lots of misunderstandings. A common one, for example, is that it means we don't need to care about what happens in the world at all. Here's an alternative way of looking at this. Maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't. What we can say for sure that it means is that we can trust that things are going according to plan in the grander scheme of things. But does this necessarily mean that we should ignore everything that happens around us, even if we can do something about it? If we don't draw these fatalist conclusions, what conclusions can we draw instead? If we decide that we cannot completely stop engaging with the world, we can still do it from a place of knowing that, no matter how things look right now, in the end there is a plan, and it will result in a positive outcome eventually. This will take the edge off things. It removes the sense of urgency, and thus you can relax a bit into what is happening in your own life and what is going on in the world. You don't have to have everything figured out and in order before it's quote-unquote too late. What you will notice is that when you can approach things from this relaxed place, there is less struggle in your life. Problems don't seem so daunting anymore. You can handle situations more rationally, and you don't waste energy on worrying, which frees it up for other things. Ultimately, life seems to open up to you more. You don't seem to run into as many obstacles, and those you do run into generally don't wreak as much havoc in your life as they once did. In other words, trusting the process has a lot to do with faith. Ultimately, faith in the idea that this process is guided by something higher, whatever you want to call it, and that no matter what happens, both in the world and on a personal level, you are held through it. What is true on a global level here is equally true on a personal level. As above, so below. And if you examine this a bit, which is usually a wise thing to do when it comes to many things, you will notice that the impact you allow world events to have on you is often proportional to the impact you allow the events in your personal life to have. Embarking on a spiritual awakening is a profound and transformative journey that invites people to delve into the depths of their consciousness, question long-held beliefs, and embrace a new paradigm of understanding. In this journey, the concept of trusting the process encourages us to surrender to the unfolding path of self-discovery and enlightenment, even when the journey is fraught with uncertainties and challenges. The initiation of a spiritual awakening often stems from a sense of dissatisfaction or a yearning for deeper meaning in life. Or individuals may encounter one or several events that cause them to question what they previously believed about themselves, life, the world, and other people. This initial stirring prompts people to question the very foundations upon which their lives have been built, leading to a period of introspection and self-reflection. During this phase, the notion of trusting the process becomes paramount. By acknowledging that the journey may not provide immediate clarity or comfort, one can cultivate patience and openness, allowing experiences to unfold naturally without resistance. This acceptance is crucial, as it enables us to navigate the complexities of spiritual awakening with grace and resilience. As one progresses along the path of spiritual awakening, various stages emerge, each presenting its own set of emotional and psychological experiences. These stages often involve confronting past traumas, re-evaluating personal relationships, and redefining one's sense of self. In such moments, trusting the process means recognizing that each experience, whether joyful or painful, serves a purpose in the grander scheme of personal growth. It's an invitation to view challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for learning and evolution. This perspective fosters a mindset of acceptance and understanding, allowing people to embrace the totality of their experiences without judgment. Central to trusting the process is the practice of surrender. Surrendering does not imply passive resignation, but rather an active choice to let go of the illusion of control. It involves embracing the present moment fully and accepting that some aspects of the journey are beyond our immediate understanding. This surrender fosters a deep sense of peace and allows individuals to remain open to the lessons and insights that arise organically. By relinquishing the need to control every aspect of the journey, one creates space for authentic growth and transformation to occur. To let go of the ego mind's incessant need to try and control everything is one of the most difficult parts of this process for many people. When life is falling apart, expenses are pouring in, and we are desperately trying to keep our heads above water, it can seem impossible to trust that this is leading to something that is beneficial for us. Ultimately, this is about understanding that what is seen in our material lives is just a reflection of something much larger going on beneath the surface, and to carry this understanding in the back of one's mind, even when the storms inevitably come. As we saw in the beginning, the same principle applies on a much larger scale. What we are seeing in the world right now, social unrest, political instability, environmental extremes, rapid technological changes, and breakdowns in old systems, can all be understood through the same lens. It can feel chaotic, overwhelming, even hopeless at times. There's a collective feeling of uncertainty and pressure, like something is cracking open, and that's because something is. From a spiritual perspective, the world is going through its own awakening. And just like our personal journeys, this process is not clean or predictable. It's uncomfortable. It brings up everything that has been buried, everything that needs to be seen, acknowledged, and healed, on a planetary level just as much as on a personal one. Trusting the process in this context does not mean ignoring what's happening or pretending that everything is fine. It doesn't mean we stop caring or avoid taking action. It means we recognize that the discomfort we're seeing is part of a larger transition. Old systems, ones that were built on control, separation, fear, and domination, are being challenged. The cracks in those structures are becoming visible, and what looks like collapse is, in many ways, a necessary part of transformation. From this higher understanding, we can cultivate the ability to discern when we intuitively feel called to take action, and when it's better to step aside and allow things to run their course. Oftentimes, the mind screams, "We have to do something," when it sees what is going on. And maybe there is good reason to take action. But when we take action from a place of desperation, we cannot see things clearly. We often become desperate to make other people see what we see, and we may end up both making things worse and alienating others who may come to see things our way eventually if we don't try to push them. What is important here is to learn to recognize and then do what you truly feel called to do without attachment to outcomes. This is the most important point of this whole video, so let's repeat it. You need to learn to recognize and then do what you truly feel called to do without attachment to outcomes. This is true both in your personal life and in your dealings with the larger world. As above, so below. As said in the beginning, what you will notice is that when you don't approach life from a place of desperation and fear, what you need to do starts to become clearer, and life seems to open up to you on its own. You start to meet life where it is, rather than struggle against it. From this, you can understand that it's vital to develop patience and resilience. Spiritual awakening is not a linear progression, but a dynamic and often unpredictable path. There may be periods of rapid growth, followed by times of stagnation or even regression. By maintaining trust in the process, individuals can navigate these fluctuations with grace, understanding that each phase has its own significance and contributes to the overall journey. This understanding fosters a sense of equanimity, allowing one to remain centered amidst the ever-changing landscape of awakening. This discussion would not be complete without mentioning the development of self-compassion. As individuals confront various aspects of themselves during a spiritual awakening, it's common to encounter feelings of inadequacy, fear, or self-doubt. By embracing these emotions with kindness and understanding, rather than resistance or criticism, one can navigate the journey with greater ease. This self-compassionate approach allows individuals to honor their experiences and recognize that each step, no matter how challenging, is an integral part of their growth. Even if we know this on an intellectual level, it serves us well to remind ourselves that everyone goes through their own struggles, even if they often hide them. Since we only see certain sides of others, while our whole lives, except the parts we manage to hide from ourselves, are exposed to us, we often live under the illusion that most other people have their journey together, while our lives, both inner and outer, are messy and chaotic. It's easy to fall into seeing things this way, even if we know better, and this often leads to harsh self-criticism and self-blame. Try to remember that you are whole, worthy, and complete just by existing, and that you are doing something brave just by embarking on this journey. In addition to self-compassion, cultivating a sense of curiosity can also enhance one's ability to trust the process. Approaching the journey with an open and inquisitive mind allows individuals to explore new perspectives and possibilities. This curiosity fosters a sense of wonder and appreciation for the unfolding path, enabling one to remain engaged and motivated throughout the spiritual awakening. By viewing each experience as an opportunity for discovery, individuals can transform challenges into valuable learning experiences. In summary, trusting the process during spiritual awakening means letting go of the need to control or fully understand every step. It's about staying open, allowing life to unfold, and accepting that challenges and shifts are part of deeper growth. By surrendering to what is, rather than resisting it, we create space for clarity and transformation. This trust becomes a quiet strength, helping us stay grounded and present as we move toward a more authentic and conscious way of living. In this process, you are inevitably going to be called to let go more and more. As long as you hold on and try to control, things are going to seem more and more chaotic and painful. As has been stressed throughout this video, it's one thing to understand things on a theoretical level, and another to put them into perspective and practice. Right now, we are going through a time where the very fabric of reality is shifting. More and more of us are coming to the understanding that the world, at the very core, is not what we have been taught, that there is so much more to it than meets the eye, and that we therefore cannot in any way hope to deal with these events from the same place that we've been dealing with life so far. You need to sit with this understanding, contemplate it, because it's so easy for an understanding to stay in the intellect, whereupon we meet life from the place that we always have, even when we, on some level, know that a different approach is called for. This is not going to work. Many things have already begun to show themselves. Many people are experiencing something shifting within. We see the aforementioned chaos in the world. We see the rapid development of technology, AI, whistleblowers telling us what is really going on in the upper levels of society, findings within quantum physics that are seeping into the mainstream, and so on. These are not random occurrences, but parts of this greater shift. Some of you already know this, others are starting to sense it, and yet others still feel skeptical. That is okay. This is also part of the process, and there is no judgment or condemnation for not figuring things out. Those types of ideas are also parts of the old paradigm. Where the trust comes in, as the outside world becomes stranger, more complex, and seemingly darker, is the knowing that we are part of something so much greater, that is holding us through all of this and all of us. Traditionally, this something has been called God, but if that word comes with too much baggage, remember that words are not that important. It's what they are pointing to that counts. What this means is that when we trust the process, we are saying, even if I don't understand exactly where this is going, I trust that something wiser is unfolding through it. This doesn't mean we ignore pain or look away from injustice. It means we bring more presence and compassion to those places, knowing they are rising to the surface for healing. We don't bypass the grief. We sit with it. We feel it. We honor it. And then we act from a deeper place, not out of panic, but out of purpose, knowing that everything is in the hands of our Creator, and that in the end, things will come together for the best. It bears repeating that trusting the process during spiritual awakening means staying open to what unfolds without trying to force outcomes or control every step. It's about recognizing when you're truly called to take action, and when it's better to step back and allow things to unfold on their own. Acting from desperation or fear clouds your clarity and can create more resistance, both in yourself and in others. But when you respond from a grounded, intuitive place, without attachment to the results, life begins to open up in unexpected ways. You start to meet it as it is, rather than struggling against it. And from that space, your next steps become clearer. In this process, it is crucial to learn to observe ourselves. We are not nearly as aware of what we are thinking, feeling, saying, or doing as we think we are. We may tell ourselves that we are trusting the process, but then go unconscious and start to panic when something goes quote-unquote wrong. We have a whole video about self-observation as taught within the Fourth Way system that will help you develop this type of awareness. It is available on the end screen right now, together with 2 other videos that will also assist you as you are going through your awakening. You've now reached the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for your time.